Very good morning. Today we'll see one more problem on impulse invariance transformation technique. The problem is like this. The third order Butterworth low pass filter has the following transfer function. H of s is equal to 1 by s plus 1 into s square plus s plus 1. Design h of z using impulse invariance transformation. This is not invariant, this is invariance transformation technique. So now this is the standard expression for order n is equal to 3, which we have already discussed. Now that is, you'll get transfer function as 1 by s plus 1 into s square plus s plus 1 for a normalized low pass Butterworth filter for order 3. Some cases, now you will be given with the values of kp, ks, omega p, omega s. So if you solve for that, there is a chance that you may get order n is equal to 3. Okay, so in certain problems they'll give us kp, ks, omega p, omega s. Solve for it. If you get order n is equal to 3, you'll get this as an expression. Suppose if the value of omega p is equal to 1 radians per second, no need to apply transformation. If the value is not 1 radians per second, then apply suitable transformation on this. The idea over here is, now don't multiply this further. The reason being, since we are asked to use impulse invariant transformation technique, now in general in impulse invariant transformation technique we are using partial fraction expansion method. So even if you multiply this and convert this into an equation with one single polynomial, again we need to split that, because in impulse invariant transformation technique we need to apply partial fraction expansion method. So no need to further multiply this. Keep it as it is, so that we can save time. So let us assume that the equation has been given. So first step is to find out s1, s2, s3, since it is a third order transfer function. So we'll find out s1, s2 as well as s3. So now substitute this for 0, you'll get s1. Similarly, substitute this to 0 and find out the values for s. You'll get two values, call that as s2 and s3. So they will be conjugate of one another. Once you get s1, s2, s3, the same transfer function can be expressed like this. Now, since we are using impulse invariant transformation technique, we need to apply partial fraction method. So by partial fraction expansion method, this transfer function can be written like this. That is c1 by s plus 1 plus c2 by this plus c3 by this. Find out the values of c1, c2, c3. So you'll get the value of c1 as 1. Similarly, find out the value of c2. You'll get the value of c2 like this. Similarly, find out the value of c3. You'll get the value of c3 like this. Since s2 and s3 are conjugate of one another, obviously c2 and c3 will be conjugate of one another. That is what is reflecting here. And then once we find out s1, s2, s3, c1, c2, c3, use the standard expression, that is h of z is given by summation I is equal to 1 to n ci into z by z minus e power si into t. So since the order n is equal to 3, I'll expand it. Since I have found out the values of c1, c2, c3, s1, s2, s3, so I'll substitute that. Kindly note this, if in the problem, if they have given you the values of kp, ks, omega p, omega s, and if they asked you to find out distal filter, then even if you substitute till here, it is enough. Okay, but make sure that you will apply suitable transformation here. Okay, suitable transformation to this particular transfer function, because this is a transfer function wherein omega p is equal to 1 radians per second. In some cases, omega p may not be 1 radians per second. It could be some other frequency. So in that cases, you need to use cutoff frequency, and then replace s by omega c, since this is low pass filter, and then follow the same steps and continue till here. Since in this problem, since they have given us the transfer function, we need to further simplify this. Okay, so we'll see that what to do. So this expression can be written like this, that is I have transferred z to numerator, that's it. So z inverse can be written as 1 by z that can be further shifted here, and this denominator will be shifted to numerator. Here what I did is I took LCM. Now you multiplied this, cross multiply this with this, cross multiply this with this. Okay, you'll get it like this. Okay, that is 0.5 into this denominator, and 0.5 minus 0.288j, that is this numerator into this denominator. Similarly, plus this numerator into this denominator and multiply both the denominators. Okay, so as a result you will get it like this particular equation. Now you further multiply this term with this term, this term with this term, similarly this term with this term. As a result you will get it like this. Okay, now as you are observing here. So if you carefully observe here, you will have negative term here, positive term here, so which you can cancel out. Similarly, if you observe here, you have minus 0.5 and minus 0.5, which you can add, which will give us minus 1. And if you observe this term and this term, if you observe this term and this term, you can take some common, right? That is 0.5 into z power minus 1 into e power minus 0.5t. You can take it as a common. As a result, you will be left with this. Similarly, if you observe this term and this term, again you can take this part as a common. Okay, that is 0.288j z power minus 1 e power minus 0.5t. As a result, you will get it like this. So here you will get negative term here and positive term here. Okay, don't get confused. Similarly, if you now simplify the denominator, wherever you can take common, you take common, and wherever it is possible to simplify, you will simplify. As a result, you will get it like this. Now, if you observe this particular equation, that is numerator, so this is in the form of e power j theta plus e power minus j theta. So what is cos theta? Cos theta is given by e power j theta plus e power minus j theta by 2. Okay. Now here if you observe carefully, 0.5 can be written as 1/2, right? So here you can consider. So can I treat this term as cos theta, where theta is equal to 0.866t? So that's why I have written it like this. Okay. Similarly, if you observe this is the form of e power j theta minus e power minus j theta. So what is sin theta? Sin theta is given by e power j theta minus e power minus j theta by 2j. The term 2j is not here. Okay. As a result, what I'll do is I'll multiply and divide by 2j. Okay. As a result, now here in the denominator for this, only for this particular term, we'll get 2j. As a result, this can be written as sine of something, sine of theta. Okay. And anyway, since we have multiplied 2j, I'll keep that as it is, which I'll going to further multiply by this. Okay. As a result, I'll get it like this. Okay, j square is equal to -1, -1 into -1, you'll get it as +1, and 2j into this, you'll get it as 0.574. Okay, rest you keep as it is. Okay, similarly, simplify the denominator. Finally, you'll get this as your final answer. So, hope you have understood this particular problem.